Youth Manufacturing Pipeline Initiative at NFA is a program in which we are teaching students proper job skills to place them into good quality employment after high school. EWIB, which is the Eastern Workforce Investment Board, started a program called the Manufacturing Pipeline Initiative. And that was to train adults to go into places of manufacturing employment, such as electric boat. And they realized that there was an untapped resource at the high schools. So they decided to start the YMPI program a year later. From that, we were the pilot school.
Historically, Norwich Free Academy has been a go-to for piloting workforce development programs and raised their hand to be one of the first pilots of the Youth Manufacturing Pipeline Initiative. As of today, there are 30,000 more open jobs in Connecticut than there are unemployed people. Really, there's not enough of the active current workforce to support what the employers need.
There is a big shortage in the trades, as we all know, and it's a great opportunity for people to learn. Being mechanically inclined is something that I always was better at than sitting behind a desk, and I saw my opportunity and I wanted to take it.
To me, I'm a firm believer you can't complain about the problem if you're not willing to be part of the solution. So for me, being part of the solution was, okay, how do we get the messaging out to people at a younger age? How do we get parents to understand that these are good careers, that these kids can have very successful, good opportunities in? And that's really where we decided to focus on the high schools and really get that messaging out there to where not every kid is college bound.
I was going to be the first person in my family to go to college, but I got to this point where I'm like, I can't afford to go to college. Life is expensive and the trades are highly valued. When you learn something, no one can take that away from you. And so no matter what, you're always valued because of what you know.
A kid that goes through an apprenticeship right out of high school, they're earning, they're learning, they're making $30,000, $40,000 a year while they're learning their trade.
I started Collins and Jewell because they're also willing to work with my schedule. They know that eventually I'm going to be going into college, and so they're very flexible on like what's best for you. I'm actually studying management and engineering and manufacturing at UConn stores. So being here actually is the perfect place setting to be, because that could potentially be like a supervisor or like a manager position with manufacturing, which is what I do.
YMPI is great because it does teach them the basics to function in the manufacturing world. They get their OSHA 10 card, they understand safety, they understand reading a tape measure. You know, those are all basic things that us old tradespeople take for granted, but you've got to teach these young people this. And the good thing about NFA's program specifically is you have consistency in the teaching. So having Todd be that same constant person teaching cohort after cohort really makes the product be consistent for us.
Traditionally, we've really been looking at students going to college after high school. So a lot of our programs, we're preparing students just to move on to that next step in post-secondary education. Whereas now we're really looking at that job market that is struggling so much in manufacturing in this area. And it's really driving what we're teaching in our classroom to make sure that those students are successful when they leave here and they find good quality employment.
Here I am, I love what I do, and it's so exciting to be able to build something, see it, and say, I did that, I made that, and people are going to go use it.